Hello and welcome to another video from the Grumpy Oaf. This is unexpected really, this just came out of the blue, out of the news today, and it forced me to write a huge script about it and make some commentary. Today, Matt Bromberg, the CEO of Unity, issued a press release saying that they're going to release a new version of their AI which will make games in a click. Click a button and a casual game will appear. So I've got the article here, so if I'm looking a bit vacant it's because I'm looking over there. AI-driven authoring is our second major area of focus for 2026, said Bromberg, which makes you wonder what the first major area is. But anyway, at the GDC in March, we'll be unveiling a beta of the new upgraded Unity AI, which will enable developers to prompt full casual games into existence with natural language only, native to our platform, so it's simple to move from prototype to finished product. Yeah, that's dangerous, isn't it? Click a button, make a game. Simple to move from prototype to finished product. Yeah. If you want your finished product to be buggy, laggy, janky, with really bad art. Alright, let's continue. This assistant will be powered by our unique understanding of the project context and our runtime, whilst leveraging the best frontier models that exist. We believe together this combination will provide more efficient, more effective results to game developers than general purpose models alone. Now, this is a good point. Embedding the LLM within the engine itself is a big win because it knows about the context. It knows all about what your project looks like, what your game object looks like, what your scene looks like, and it can take all those and actually produce something worthwhile. The issue I've got with that is it's still OpenAI. It's still using these huge online models that are burning the world rather than making something that's actually specific to Unity. Why don't they build their own one that's local? And they can just bundle it in with the download. I mean, it's not as if Unity's download is small anyway. I mean, another few gig won't make any difference. So, okay. The other problem is that they seem to be doing what Unity always do, and that is headline grabbing. Their whole business model now seems to be grabbing headlines, making investors happy, boosting the share price, rather than serving their paying customers, professionals that know what they're doing and they just want a game engine. They just want something that they can make games with easily. So why don't they aim the AI at purely that? Why don't they just focus on the project, the API, the existing code bases that they've already got that they can draw from, and why don't they make something that's sort of lean and mean that'll be of benefit to again the people that pay their subscription fees, rather than going all grandiose and saying click one button and you too can make a game, because we don't need any more games really. There's tons of slop out there already. And the other thing that they haven't mentioned in this, that is actually in the article, is that it's not just code. Their headline says, we will write the code. But no, they're actually generating assets as well. So they're generating models and animations and things. And, where did those models and animations come from? Are they copyrighted? It's all getting a bit smelly. And if you really must go down that route of using ripped off models and stuff, there's much better tools for that. There's Comfy UI. There's things you can personalize. Anyway, Then he goes on to say that Unity AI will democratize game development for non-coders whilst raising productivity for all users. Now, this is interesting because it touches on something that Dave Helgeson, their founder, CEO, often said, back in the beginning, that Unity's aim is to democratize game development. So they're touching on that again. I spoke to David actually the other day. I was asking him about the death threats episode that happened, 15 years ago. He doesn't remember anything about it. Yeah, how crazy must your life be that you don't remember getting death threats? Anyway, so new CEO goes on to say, our goal is to remove as much friction from the creative process as possible, becoming the universal bridge between the first spark of creativity and a successful, scalable and enduring digital experience. Wow. Okay. Yeah, let's see how it copes with when the game crashes, or Unity crashes, or some obscure Unity bug manifests that Unity refused to fix, or one of the 1001 plugins that typically manifest Unity projects, catches fire. How's it going to cope with that? How's it going to cope with console TRCs? Okay. During the Q&A portion of the earnings call, Bromberg suggested there would eventually be tens of millions of more people creating interactive entertainment. Yeah, we really need that, don't we? We need tens of millions of more slop and rubbish filling up Steam and all the other app stores, while, real crafted, honed experiences are just hidden away because of all the crap that's on the store. So again, you're punishing your customer base, Unity. You're punishing the people that pay the subscriptions. Okay. He goes on about what models they use. So they use OpenAI, so GPT, Llama, Stable Diffusion, Flux, Layer AI, and Bria. Not heard of that one. But that's a lot of partners, isn't it? It's a lot of AI people that Unity are going to have to either pay somehow, or either API fees or token fees or whatever. So where's that money going to come from? Is this going to turn into some sort of price hike, or Microsoft Office add-on subscription fee or something? Or I don't know, who knows what they're going to come up with. Pay us a fee, or we'll tell everyone that you made this game by clicking one button. Anyway, so it's just another Unity headline grabber, isn't it? I started using Unity in 2007. So back then, Unity was the dog's danglies. It was brilliant. It was the only engine for mobile stuff, especially. And I was a complete fanboy. I was always telling people how brilliant it was. And then the IPO happened and everything turned to shit. And to be honest, it went from just being a engine that people could use to make games to being an engine and all these other superfluous technologies that they could attach a subscription to and nobody needed, to be honest. And the IPO is also the reason that they're trying to, penny and dime all their customers all the time, because they're not making enough money from the subscription fee. So they, pull stunts like they notice if one of your team has a pro license, and so they send the boys round and say, right, everybody in the company needs to have a pro license. Or even worse, if one of the team works for a client that is outside of the games industry, And so they say, right, so that qualifies for an industry license, a $5,000 license. And so everybody else needs to have an industry license. So pay up or we'll shut you down. So I think Unity could be fantastic again if it just wasn't ruled by money-grabbing cockwombles, to be honest. Which is also unfair to the people at Unity themselves, the people actually make the thing, because I'm sure they're just as frustrated about the whole situation as I am. So that being said, if Unity want to get in touch, Sam, give us a shout. I'll be more than happy to review the thing with a sort of keen industry professional eye, rather than like a fanboy, oh, I can make a pretty thing without doing anything. So if that sounds of interest, then get in touch. So sort of an unexpected one, really. If you like this, click those buttons, let the YouTube gods shine on me, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ta, bye.